just need another hose clamp. I think I'll be all right.
So it's a good day to get started on the bathroom, and I decided first things first, I gotta know where all the lines go and what they are. So started tracing down water lines, and they were crisscrossed all over the place for not too many things, but I mean, still, like there's a giant loop of tubing over there to accommodate one T for a hot water heater, but there's like a 6-foot loop of extra. Anyways, so I guess first things first, I'm gonna update, replace, redo, whatever you want to call it, all the plumbing in here for the supply side. The hot water heater that's in here right now, it's a combo. It is electric, but it also recirculates water from the engine to salvage heat. So since I'm yanking the engine, that's going to be kind of useless. I don't know if I can use it without that. I mean, I assume I probably can. It can't be but so complicated. I'll look it up, but still, it's hot water heater, looks in pretty bad shape. I'm probably going to replace that too. But let me give you a little tour of what I'm seeing plumbing wise. So our journey begins here. This is where we add fresh water to the tank. From there, there's a tube that connects it. Let's come down in here real quick. Runs in there. That's that big coil up in there I was talking about. Right underneath all the batteries and wiring. Awesome. Into here under the sink, where it comes in here through what's going to be the bathroom, through this closet, and into our water tank, which is right under here. That's an access to it. Kind of, I don't know if there's enough light, but it's in there. Metal water tank. So from there, routes back through the closet, where it does have another T, which goes, well, they both go actually under here, and through here, under here, and to here, where one of those T's never makes the journey. So I've got to figure that one out. Anyways, comes from the tank into here, comes up into my water pump over here, out the other side, where it begins its journey, way the hell back over there, where it goes through this big loop, where it comes down to is one T you can probably barely make out right there. Now that white line is the supply side for the hot water tank, so it's running through there. You can kind of see it and access it under the underseat storage over there. And then there's a couple of black lines right there. They come over here and connect up to the engine, and they're all connected to this bad boy right there. So, coming from our loop and from our hot water tank, we come all the way back over here to under the sink, where we finally come up to our sink. Now, somewhere along the lines, which I've yet to find this part, these two are in the system. So I need to figure out where at least the cold side originates from. It's obviously not going to be hard to figure out the hot side, but all right. Well, I've definitely got a leak. Trying to figure out where it's coming from now. I can tell it's not coming from the very beginning where it's coming into, because it's dry over there, but I've got it puddled down under here, going back about 4 or 5 feet that way. I'm trying to figure out if it's coming from up here. I found it. Ooh, look at that. All right. I just need another hose clamp. I think I'll be all right. It is Wednesday afternoon. I've already worked today. I've been on the boat for a while working, and that leak's not such a big deal. It's probably a good idea to replace all of those hose clamps anyway. So next stop on this journey is the hardware store. Gonna get some hose clamps, a little bit extra tubing, some fittings so I can supply water to the toilet I ordered earlier today, and a few other little odds and ends to kind of freshen up and pretty up the bathroom. Obviously, I'm going to start with the toilet side before I do the side with the sink and shower head. So, all right, that's the next trip to the boat. All right, back from Lowe's with a series of clamps and connectors. Gonna start out getting right over there on that leak we found the other day. And may even see about getting back there, removing the hot water heater. Gonna have to figure out where the lines reroute for these guys. Hot and cold there, but yeah, I'll figure that out in a few minutes. But time to get to it. Well, I've got the plumbing all tightened up, even though the toilet doesn't depend on that obviously, but got no more leaks coming in over here. And yeah, I deleted the hot water tank because it has a recycler from the engine to recover heat, I suppose, but I'm not going to be using that. I'm going to be looking for probably a propane alternative and just mount it back there right next to where it's wanted. But check this out, I've never done this before. Oh, finally, I can wash my hands on the boat. This would be nice. We've done a pretty dirty job so far. Alright, first things first, before I can do anything in here, I gotta get the string off the end of my hat. But then after that, I gotta vacuum all this crap out. Here we go. Alright, now it's time for a little soap and water. Scrubby scrub time. Alright, now I'm going to paint the inside of those shells with some super adhesive bond to anything kind of primer and go from there. Alright, so just so you can have a comparison, this is about what they looked like before, you know. We're making progress. Alright, so it's all been vacuumed out, cleaned up, painted where it needs to be painted. So I'm going to be doing kind of a fake wood floor on it, and I got some vinyl tile I'm going to use on the walls, and then the, I guess you'd call it a cabinet face, the area here, the wooden part in front of the shelves, I'm actually just going to revarnish that thing. Alright, so I'm just going to give a real light sanding with a super fine grit to this face here, because that part I want to revarnish. So that's just with one light sand and one coat of varnish. I think I'll probably give it at least one more, if not two. I mean, look at how the walls looked before. I mean, I'd say it's a pretty nice improvement already. Alright, now I'm gonna start looking into doing something about this floor. Alright, so I've pre-cut some vinyl flooring planks here. Don't worry, I'm not just using the self-adhesive that comes on it. I do need to run back to the house and grab the grinder. I stupidly forgot to take care of little bumps like this before, so gotta knock those out. So it's been a week since made some progress on the bathroom in there. Ended up having some medical issues there for a while, and I was unable to do pretty much anything, but I'm feeling a lot better now. Back to the boat, back on this bathroom. First things first, I'm gonna put a second coat of our varnish on that back section there. Then while that's drying, I'm going to pull these up and I'm going to grind down those high spots and then go ahead and attach those. All right, and so in here inside, I'm still just using the same varnish, marine varnish I was using before, thinned down, about half and half with thinner, and these little cheap foam brushes do absolutely great. So I have, whoops, helps if I point it at the right place. But yeah, I mean, little brushes are cheap, but they get the job done perfectly. Just gotta smooth it all out. And because I don't trust the adhesive on the back of those tiles enough, and make sure. All right, it's time to get this stuff actually set down to the floor. I'm not gonna press it down real tight just yet. I'm gonna get all of my pieces in place here. All right, it's another day. Floor is nice and dry. That's nice and dry. Gonna start running these wall panels. I've got something similar to the floor product. It's gonna go in here, get glued up against the wall same way, and I'm gonna come back and run a corner bead through here. So, gotta plug all those in and then flip sides and run down here. All right, well, the first side is not too bad. I think that looks all right. So hopefully I can repeat that process over here, because that looks like shit. All right, both sides done. Not too bad if you ask me. Got one little weird area right there, but whatever. Caulk and paint make things what they ain't, right? All right. All right, so I'm back in the basement today. I'm gonna be making the pedestal that the head's gonna sit on. I got myself a 6-foot piece of red oak that I've cut into sections already. I guess I'm gonna do a little time lapse of putting it together. I chose red oak because 1, it's available at my local hardware store. 2, it doesn't cost a fortune. 3, it's strong. And 4, I don't know, I figure if I seal it up well enough, it'll last long enough. It's an old boat. I'm not spending too much on it. I'm gonna make it functional and look okay and have some fun with it. Just so I can have a little lower maintenance in here, I'm gonna stain and polyurethane this instead of varnish. All right, so it's pretty dry. Gonna go ahead and get some polyurethane on this. Hopefully a couple of coats, let it dry in the sun, and then get this toilet mounted to it. So the new box now has a toilet mounted to it. So what I've got here is I made the box in 2 parts. So this is my bracket that's gonna have pre-drilled. I'm gonna attach to the floor and to the wall. And then once that's in place, I'll slide this over it. Anyway, it's hard to do one-handed, but it fits, believe me. And then I've got a couple little screws or holes drilled along here that I'm gonna secure it with. There we go. I think we'll be good to go. Then it'll be time to pipe it in. All right, I've got my mounting bracket installed now. So now it's time to slip this toilet in the box over this. So that's in there. I did strip out the head of 1 screw, so I have to cut that bad boy off. But otherwise, it's in there. I'm about to put this seat on it now. All right, so that's nearly half the head redone. All right, so I've got to get some hose to get in here, supply water to this, and to get rid of what we don't want. And still get a light going on in here. And other than that, this half's about done. And while I wait on electric motor parts, I'll turn my attention to this half. All right. Now, once I'm able to use the bathroom and wash my hands on the boat, next priority is going to be cleaning up the house electrical. So, you know, getting lighting and everything reorganized and redone. And today I got my first order of stuff to that end. Crap ton of wire connectors with heat shrink around them. And then I got 2 of these, what do you call them, bus bars, I guess. 12 connection each, so hopefully that'll get most of what I need. I might have to order another set of those, but that's gonna be the beginning of cleaning it up. I am gonna keep the house batteries separate from the batteries I put in for the motor. So I'm gonna have my regular bank and then a 48 for the motor. Well, that's where things stand with the boat right now. In closing, I do have one nice announcement. I have ordered the motor and the reduction gear. I decided to go ahead and go with Thunderstruck Motors. Yeah, it's been ordered.
about a week or so until parts arrive, I think. So excited. Hopefully there'll be a little bit more of that in the next episode or the one after that.
Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed this week's episode. Give us a thumbs up if you did. Subscribe if you haven't already. In the next couple of episodes, we're going to start working on the actual motor swap. I've been making plans to pull the diesel motor out. I thought it was going to happen this week, but it had to get postponed. So anyways, lots to come. Exciting times. Going to get that boat moving soon. See you out there, y'all.